Hey everybody, it's time to leave Green River Starbucks. We're gonna go do some riding. Hopefully you can hear me. Here's the big old bike right here. I'll leave this here while I start up. Let's see, I wonder if this will work. Okay. Alrighty, there we go. So I just had my mocha. I responded to 3 email. I answered all my comments on YouTube, all the new comments since yesterday, and at least all the ones that show up. Sometimes it seems like YouTube doesn't show all the comments. And I also, believe it or not, I responded to comments on Facebook. Now, I don't know if I can keep this up. I've had a very, very long and unsuccessful history of, I'm tying something up, getting my bike ready to go, of responding to comments on YouTube and social media. I just haven't been good at it. That's just because I just run out of time. And I run out of steam. It takes a lot out of me to respond to comments. And it seems sometimes that when you start responding to comments that it kind of, it builds because it generates more comments and it becomes a very difficult thing. I'm not discouraging anyone from leaving comments. I'm just sharing part of my challenge. And here we go. That tow truck is still there. They're trying to get there was a motorcycle going onto the back of this tow truck earlier. It must be a different tow truck. Well, maybe it isn't. Let's see if they got that bike on there. But that was like half hour ago. It is, yeah. Still trying to load that bike on there. Okay, so we are on our way. If you're familiar with my usual routine, I'm here at the Green River off-ramp, and we're about to get on the 91 westbound towards the beach cities. For about a 30-minute commute left. I guess if I do this enough, I'll start to get this timing down. Here we go, like launching off an aircraft carrier. Okay, Kurt, keep it under control. All right, we're up to 70 miles an hour, 6th gear, cruising the speed. So I made a video yesterday on this same stretch talking about the sharing about the audio, and actually in listening to the audio back, I kind of like the quality of the audio with the visor up a little bit, and thank you for the feedback. I'll come to that in a moment. I asked for some feedback yesterday and you guys gave me some, but I'll come to that in just a second. But here I'm going to ask for more feedback. What do you like better? I'm doing 70 miles an hour on the freeway right now, and I've got the modular unit down, so the mic is right in front of my face, right in front of my mouth, and I've got the visor up, the little plastic, see-through plastic bit on the helmet is up. And now I'm going to bring it down, and now the visor is sealed. Should pretty much exclude all of the external noise right now. It should be a pretty quiet experience. It's certainly not studio quiet, but look at the bicycle down there with the lights. But pretty good. And now I'm standing up right in the full wind, and hopefully that's a pretty good audio experience. Now I'm going to sit back down. So what do you like better? Is this easier on the ears, or how's this? And I've still got one more. So one more. Now the visor is all the way up. I can bring the visor down like I'm doing now until it's just up one crack up, which kind of should give some of the external noise, but not too much. Now 2 cracks up, and now I'm going to 3 cracks up, but I can't do the 3 because then it's right in my eyesight. So how about that? This remainder of the ride I'm going to go with the visor all the way up. see the 91 stretching out ahead of us. So anyway, some of the request for feedback I asked for yesterday was, oh, look at all the cars over there on that eastbound 91. Wow. I asked you guys what you thought about loading these Let's Ride videos and other kind of extemporaneous videos like this to the main channel, the softypapa channel, or should they go on an alternate channel? And I kind of made up my mind that I would upload them to the main channel, but I was indeed very curious to get your feedback. I think it was just, I just got one. One person gave me some feedback, and I'm sorry, I can't remember your name. I can't remember my own middle name. And you recommended that I put it all in the one channel. So I think I'm gonna, you know, see, a vote of one counts. I'm gonna follow your advice. It's all gonna go on here on the main channel. So here's another question. In addition, the third question, in addition to the visor up or visor down thing, I do the. I think these Let's Ride videos are going to be all right. They have their own playlist. They might be a little bit boring and repetitious because it's basically the same route back and forth. But we'll see. You know, I've clearly branded them as Let's Ride videos, so you don't have to watch them if you don't want to. We'll see how that goes. But I do another kind of video, or I do something else every day that I really would like to capture on video because it draws it out. I do a better job when I know I'm recording it. I do an even better job when I know I'm going to upload. And that is the good life meditation videos, which, if anything, would ever cause someone to think I've lost it and my channel's days are, you know, are numbered, or that I've gone over the horizon of relevance, which maybe to many of you I already have since I've left Japan. It might be those videos, because they're basically the same dang thing every day. It's me reciting my 6 objectives and my 20 principles. But I like to think that I mix it up enough to keep it interested, at least to anybody that might be interested. And what's really heartening to me, the reason that I'm probably going to do it, again, soliciting your thoughts, but I'm probably going to do it for the simple reason that I've received, even though I've only done it, I haven't done it very much, but I've received enough email from people who were basically strangers to the channel, who somehow a Good Life video wound up in their feed, and they watched it, and it touched a nerve, and they actually then wrote to let me know. So in a way, if the message that I have is something that I want to share, then the daily upload of the Good Life meditation videos is a marketing ploy, and a bit of, well, maybe I'd rather think of it as like the turning of a lighthouse, because I really do, and I know it's presumptuous to say this because I'm the guy that, you know, put the Good Life together, but I really do think that I have an alternative to people for two things. I want the Good Life to be an alternative to people who reach a point of despair, or they're just really miserable, or they reach that point of despair where they're thinking about suicide. And if they're about to check out, I'd like to just have, because I think I mean, of course, it depends on what the reasons are for their suicide, and what's going on. There may be more than just, you know, not feeling like they have a purpose, or feeling lonely, or something like that. It might be some, you know, biochemical reason. I really don't know anything about any of that, but it really is just that you sense a sense of hopelessness in the world, like a futility, like what's the use, you know? You sense what I call the great indifference, which you haven't been able to find out for yourself, or discover for yourself a good response to that. And you say, well, the hell with it. What the hell's the worth use of staying? I'm just going to check out. That's the one person that I'm after. The other one I'm after is the one who might say, well, you know, I can't see any good reason for life or living, and maybe let me check around. Maybe one of these groups out there that's got some, you know, patented ideas about it, who will give me something. And you could lump me in. It would be fair to lump me in with that group, because I'm indeed now one of those people with a patented idea. Yet I think I can stand beside and hold up. And well, I don't need to hold them up. I think they stand up on their own, on their own. My objectives and principles. I don't think that, for example, I don't require any faith or allegiance to dogma, or for anyone to regard me or the Stoics as sources of authority. I share my objectives and my principles, and I let them be as they are. You can, regard them, take them apart as you see fit. And kudos to you if you do take them apart. Please let me know. I would love to I would really love to reduce their number. Nothing would make me happier. So, if I make those videos, then maybe I'll have a better chance of catching those people. Before they subscribe to a religion, for example, that offers little more than comfort, a little more of substance than comfort. That cannot substantiate the claims that they make. And any religion that asks you just to believe, if you'd only sincerely believe, if you set aside your doubt, have a little faith that you too can be one of us. I would like to see less of that in the world. Now I understand that there are some people for whom this nihilistic worldview that I hold, and that the world does seem to reveal, is something they just can't take. They just don't want. No, I can't. I don't want that, they'll say. And to them, my worldview won't work. But I'm not gonna win them over anyway. They'll find their way to Jesus or Muhammad or Buddha or whoever, L. Ron Hubbard. They'll find their way, and they'll look across at people like myself with frowning disapproval. That's okay too. So yeah, I'm gonna upload the Good Life videos. And like I've said before, I'll do that even if it causes me to burn down the channel. Whew. Oh, it's fun swooping under that bridge, doing 65 miles an hour right now, although it feels like I'm going faster. Now I need to get over to the left in just a bit, because it's gonna get crowded in a bit. There's a nice carpool lane over there where people with more than one person in the car, or people riding a motorcycle, can hop on and enjoy some free and easy ride. And here we are in just a second. I got one of those, I think that's one of those old refurbished ex-police cars in front of me. Okay, so doing a 75 miles an hour right now. Swinging on to the 55 freeway. Our 91 westbound dream is over. We're now on the 55. Got about 3-4 miles. Should mark it the distance, 3 or 4 miles before we'll get to the 5, and then swing up over the top, have a nice view of Orange County, and then along the 5 to home. Phew. Oh, I forgot. I wanted to mention something. Kudos to Victor and Molly for their efforts to help the YouTubers that are getting cut off by the monetization thing on YouTube. I just wanted to compliment their community-minded focus. And I really enjoyed Victor's video yesterday, the one where he was shouting out some of those other channels, and there was the one woman, I can't remember I think she's half Japanese, in Tokyo or something, and Victor was so funny in his typical Victorness, talking about how she was out to get him because she said something about making long videos, and she knows that he makes his long ass laundry videos, long ass being his term, and at first you couldn't tell, is he being facetious or what, and it was so clear he was pulling our legs. And then all about her mentioning that that she could go out and make videos out and about on the town, but he can't do that because he's a dad and he's got responsibilities. He's so funny. I love it. And he doesn't try to explain the humor away. He just kind of lets it rest. And it's a funny thing because on YouTube, such humor typically needs to be explained because for some reason, there's always someone out there that doesn't get it, and they'll send you a comment saying, asking for clarity when you were being sarcastic. And maybe that's just a matter that sarcasm isn't the same all around. Well, clearly isn't the same. Japanese are not sarcastic, and sarcasm seems to fall on deaf ears to them. So we're doing 75 miles an hour. Just running smooth and solid. Doing 4,000 RPMs, which is pretty low. That's the thing about this big old bike. It runs like a sewing machine. Just a gentle, steady hum. Should start seeing the lights flicking on ahead of us here. Half a mile to the 22 freeway. That's where the slowdown begins. Doing 80 right now. And as you can see by the ambient traffic, that's what everybody's doing. But not for long, Zerg. Here, this guy's cruising in. Now you can see all the cars are starting to slow down, and this is where people start cutting in. Gotta watch out. Gotta back off from this van too, because if someone cuts in front of him, he'll hit his brakes, and if I don't have a good buffer behind him, I'll be in trouble. So this guy just pulled in behind me. You see him in my rear view. Want to hang over here on the left side. Sometimes it goes to a dead stop over there. Even my lane is slowing down to 65 now. Pardon me. Okay, easing up, slowing down, brake lights on. See some people cutting across. Can you see the airplane up there overhead, just above the bridge right now? Now it's hidden by the bridge, now it's back out. That's a jet heading into John Wayne Airport, our local Orange County airport. Okay, a little tricky right here. I don't like splitting lanes in this area because of the way people dodge in and out, but I will do it if I feel the force. And I do feel the force a little bit right now. The motorcycle force. Now it's really starting to light up. I need to get over now because I've got the off-ramp to the 5 is to the right. If I'm not checking my rear view so much, I'm kind of just assessing it as I go, watching as I'm passing the cars. I really don't need to look back too much. Here's where it gets a little fun. Swooping in here. And just a little bit farther and we'll be on the 5. Oh, it should be nice and quiet now. No wind noise, no traffic noise. I can speak easy now. Whoa. This guy to the left of me kind of eased his way over onto me for just a second. Looks like we're cool. The person up here wants to make their way over to the left. Go ahead and come on in. Maybe not. I've probably got him. He thinks I'm coming through, so I'll get behind him instead. Yo, she's looking for an opening. And there we go. There's another plane right there coming in. That's a Southwest jet up there. You can tell by the stripes, the orange and blue on the tail. Southwest, the airline of humor, where they tell jokes and do party tricks or something on Southwest. I've never flown on that airline though. Okay, this person's coming over. Come on in, join the party. Come on over. There you go. Okay, now we're gonna get off to the right, and we're gonna go up and over the top. I like to stand up sometimes since I'm splitting lanes up here for the nicer view. Let's stand up. Gotta watch out though, it's a little harder to control the bike if I have to respond suddenly to someone coming across. And I'm sure that a motorcycle cop that came up behind me would not think that was very good form. A little bit tight right here between these cars. This little Ford, this might come over, so I'm not going to get up too close to them. soon as I can get past, and I can squeeze through, I think. See if I can hold my camera straight. Let's get up here. Get past Mr. Lawnmower Truck. Oh, see some lights up there? It's going to be a tight squeeze in here. Tight squeeze. It's the panniers in the back. You know, those big aluminum saddlebags. Got to make sure I'm not going to scratch a car or take out in a mirror. Thank you. I got through this big truck. He's coming over. What you coming over for? What business do you have over there? Oh, I know what business you have. You know that when we get over the top here, you want to get on the 5. You don't want to get off on the next off-ramp. Here we go. Let's get a little bit of a view here. No need to split lanes. We'll have a nice view of the 5 north up here in just a sec. Lots of white lights of traffic coming towards us. Welcome to LA traffic. And there's some traffic over there. That's the 55 north. Not nearly as bad. Look at that. Wow, that'd be a good shot. Maybe I'll use that as a thumbnail if it's any good. It's kind of fun to make those thumbnails for these Let's Ride. I grab them off of the video feeds, snag them with Power Director. I think I'm using Power Director, like, it's the latest one. Is it 19, 18, something like that? So snag that, and then I import it into Photoshop. Open it in the Camera Raw filter, which is an interesting filter that replicates Camera Raw. Here comes a plane coming straight in on us. But Camera Raw, of course, is, you know, with the more advanced SLRs, you can take a digital photo with a huge, humongous amount of data, and that allows you to then, when you download that photo, or you know, put it into a photo editing application, it gives you the ability to do incredible changes to the photo, almost like, you know, almost like fiddling with nature in lighting and white balance and hue and tone and I don't know, all the other things. The filter in Photoshop is clearly not a full raw experience, because that photo is not taken with all the raw info, right? It didn't have all that data. So it's emulating that in a way. It's replicating that, and it does a pretty good job. So I don't like to fiddle with photos too much, but I fiddle with it enough to kind of make the thumbnail jump out a little bit, just a little. Then I'll throw in the Let's Ride exclamation point thingy, and then the date. Throw the video, of course, into the template for my video making mode. Push the render button, and I have myself a produced Let's Ride and a thumbnail to go with it. So I might try to. I gotta remind myself. Note to self: try and see if you can use that shot of the freeway traffic for your thumbnail. That might be pretty nice. Assuming the camera's still on. Gosh darn it. Should be, because I turned off. Yeah, it's still on. I turned off the voice control. I had the voice control set up, which was super snazzy because I could then control it just by talking at it. You're supposed to. The GoPro is not supposed to react unless it hears its name. And I say, GoPro, take a photo. I found the GoPro photo alone would work. GoPro start video, all that kind of stuff. But I found that as I'm doing these moto vlogs, it's somehow misunderstanding things and shutting down. It's done that like 2 or 3 videos. I lost a pretty good life meditation this morning. Really liked the way that one came out, but when I was done, I realized the camera stopped halfway through. Oh well. Now we're passing through Marketplace. Check this out. Woo, that was dangerous. Had to hold my head that way so you could see and not look at the road. Bad me. There's Kia. Let's do it again. Bad me. There's the city of Irvine right there. And so I lost that. So hopefully it'll work now. Get home, have a nice. So when I get home now, I've already got tonight's going alone video rendered, thumbnails produced. It's really simple. I just get home, and start uploading that, and I'm going to download this thing and throw it into the mixer, like I said, and produce another. So I should have 2 videos up tonight, a new going alone video, and this, that's right, I think tonight's going alone is me moving the big iguana motorcycle, this thing I'm on right now, into the Siberia ruins. I've kind of got an interesting, I think it's interesting, methodology here with those going alone. So I was out in the desert this last weekend, and I only stayed out for 24 hours, but I came home with about 19 different clips, and I'm making each one of those into its own going alone moment, and I've organized them in sequential order, so the clips are unfolding as they occurred. So the last 3 clips have been at the Siberia ruins, the ghost town ruins, actually me milling about, talking about things, getting cold, you know, sharing about my family. And tonight's is the one where I move the bike. I think it's that one where I move the bike into the shelter to help it warm up in the sun like a big iguana. So that'll go up a little later, and I'm almost home. One more day of work. Tomorrow's my Friday on, so looking forward to that. Oh, I had a fun thing happen today. I actually got I got to work, and an email was sent out to the organization and said, what was that? I looked like I just saw a flash. No, it can't be lightning. Anyway, it said it was to one of those email to everybody, and it says this email, it was from one of the executive saying this email is to congratulate our employee of the month, Kurt Bell, for this, that, and the other thing. So I got to be, this is my first time to be employee of the month. But what I really liked was the last thing he said at the end was, he said, he had a little paragraph there talking about the last project that I just finished, and mentioned at the very end, as a as an IT business systems analyst, that I had proven my capability as in that role. And that I know that was just written as kind of in passing, but he doesn't know how much that means to me, because ever since I came back to America, I've really struggled with a sense of inadequacy in my professional life, because I took that 10-year gap in my career, and I've been very fortunate to find my way back into a position. This is a position that I'm in right now that I should be at this point in my career. If I hadn't left Japan, this is where I would expect to be right now. And I've often felt like, wow, I didn't, how that wasn't fair. I should have stuck around and paid my dues. And so I've been struggling and working hard ever since to catch up those dues, to be worthy of the job. Not that it's that special a job, but I think you get the drift, right? I wanted to make sure that that my seat there was earned, that in the end, that if push came to shove, that they would want to keep me around, and to have that, and to read those words was like he exactly answered my worry, and exactly addressed it. I hear a phone. So that was a good experience. A good day. A very good day. I would say I would celebrate with a beer, but I just don't drink beer anymore. It's not that I sought to give it up. I just kind of stopped drinking it because it was making me fall asleep at night too early. And I've kind of lost all interest in it. Instead, now we have canned water in the apartment. And I go through a lot of that canned water, which I tell myself I can have I ration out as much water to myself as I want. There is no limit to the water. What's the hooting and the honking? See that building right up there in front of me? We're looking at that says Yard House Restaurants at the top. Might be too small for you to read, but that's the headquarters for the Yard House. I think it's it's not a brewery, but their slogan is that they have the world's largest supply of on-tap beers. And there's just one down the street there. I've tried 3 of their beers. Very good stuff. It's going to take me a while to get through all of it, especially since I stopped drinking beer. Well, it's not that I don't drink beer. I mean, I would. I would go do it. I just don't. I would, but I don't. Work. Center point. It's good to come home to Center Point. Feel the sound of that engine sliding right in. Hey, Mr. UPS man, do you have my shipment? Got a big shipment coming in. Not a big shipment. Nothing special. But I'm looking forward to it nonetheless. Hey, there's a new bike that showed up here yesterday. I'll show it to you. Let's pop this off. As long as I've lived here, there's just been 3 of us that have use the bike cage. There's some guys that have, and gals that have bikes, they keep them out there. But you're supposed to have it in the cage here. Let me park the old big iguana here. I'll show you the bike that showed up yesterday. And I don't think it's a new person. I just think it's the doctor has a new bike. See the black one right there? Ooh, nice twinsies, almost twinsy BMWs. And then there's this Harley over here. Da-dong, da-dong, da-dong. And we're in neutral. Center. Let's get this big old thing up on the center stand. There we go. Bike's off. So here, let me take my helmet off. Still on. Camera's still on. I hope I didn't wrestle the camera around too much for you guys. I hope that ride wasn't too jostling. But check this out. So this is the doctor. He had 2 bikes when I moved in. He had this BMW XR S1 1000. Plus he had a BMW R 1200 GS Adventure, just like mine, right over there. He got rid of that one, and then the big GSA, which is like mine but newer. And this just showed up. This is a BMW R 1000. That's a rocket ship. My brother's got the single R 1000, and that's I think the single R. I think that's the fastest bike in the world right now. Is that what it is? It's got some title like that, fastest or nastiest or scariest or something. There you go. But I think it's the doctor's. See, it says the doctor. I think he likes to have his BMWs. So there we go. Here's my bike. I do my rock tumbling behind my chair here. See that? If you guys write to me, dinner by the river @gmail.com, I'll send you a tumbled rock from the deep water wilderness. I'm happy to do so.
Okay, that's it. Thanks for joining me, everybody. It's been good having you on another Let's Ride. Maybe I'll have this up loaded up in a couple hours. Take care. Make it a good life. 35 minutes and 50 seconds. Now I know how long it takes.